bad blood, and the crowd comes up from Ball State. We have our crowd here, so it's always a lot of fun when we play Ball State.
A lot of similarities between these two teams. They each have a great setter. Dennis Santiago for IPFW, Keith Shunzo for Ball State. A great outside hitter, Matt Zubcheski for IPFW, and Yari Delgado, the MIVA Player of the Week for Ball State. All those things aside, what intangible is going to determine the outcome of tonight's match?
I think it's the same intangible that has IPFW where they are in first place in the MIVA. It's blocking. Every team we've played, we've blocked their top hitters off the court, and if we do the same thing tonight, we'll win again tonight.
Again, it's something special. Number 9 Ball State taking on number 10 IPFW. Stay tuned. Starting lineups and the opening serves just ahead right here on College 56 Sports.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hilliard Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. It's Mike Maz along with Neil Day getting ready to call the action in tonight's men's college volleyball game featuring the number 9 ranked Cardinals of Ball State University and the 10th ranked Volleyball of IPFW. Big crowd here at the Gate Center for this one, and it's going to be a dandy. We'll be having our starting lineups. First for Ball State, Nick Meyer, a 6'8 freshman out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Amatai Sassoon, 6'5 senior out of Kibbutz Ein Shemer, Israel. Yari Delgado, 6'1 senior out of Carolina, Puerto Rico. Keith Shunzo, 6'3 senior out of St. Louis, Missouri. Evan Berg is a 6'3 sophomore out of Bristol, Wisconsin. Andrew Braley is a 6'7 junior out of Kailua, Hawaii. And Zoran Grabovac, a 6'8 sophomore out of Des Moines, Iowa. The head coach, Joel Walton, in his 5th year at Ball State. For the Volleyball of IPFW, Dennis Santiago, 6'2 junior out of Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Mitch Dreisbach is a 6'6 junior out of Mishawaka, Indiana. Mike Dyga, 6'6" sophomore from Columbus, Ohio. Matt Zubchevsky, 6'4" junior out of Toronto, Ontario. Serdar Sikcha, 6'6" sophomore out of Istanbul, Turkey. Isaac White, 6'3" senior out of Gambier, Ohio. And the head coach, Arnie Ball, 24 years now at the helm here at IPFW. And Neil Day, you can't ask for much more. Number 9 versus number 10, both undefeated in the MIVA. Natural rivals, 85 miles apart. This ought to be a dandy.
I think what says it all is if you look up into the crowd right now, it's the biggest crowd we've had all year long. And you know, these are the type of crowds we used to get back in the day when we played the USCs here, the UCLAs. And it's just a great thing to see this. And actually, even for a Ball State match, I haven't seen a crowd like this in several years. So it says something about how well our guys have been playing this year. It also says something about Ball State's team, because a lot of these fans, I'd say maybe even up to 25% of them have made the trip up from Muncie. So this rivalry, it doesn't get any more intense than this. I'm looking forward to watching it tonight.
I want to remind you that this match is brought to you in part by our good friends at Ryan Steakhouse on North Clinton Street across from Scott's Foods. We thank David Kennedy and his staff for helping to make these telecasts possible. Ball State will be in their road red jerseys with black and white trim and the black shorts. IPFW in their home white jerseys, blue shorts, blue trim, with the exceptions of the libero. You see Isaac White, I should say, number 7 in the blue jersey. And for Ball State, their libero is Amitai Sassoon, wearing the number 2 white jersey. Joe Walton and Arnie Ball wishing each other well here. Our officials tonight, the up official, Brian Helmegar, and down low is Dan Hauser. And, well, you played in these matches. You coached Northrop High School and your arch rival was Snyder, and you've had Northrop Snyder matches. The electricity is here in the gym right now.
You live for these matches all year long. You remember this match, regardless of what happens in your season. You remember what happens in this match. So it's almost like a separate season in and of itself. It means that much when you're playing a rival like this. And it'll be the same thing we play down there again. You know, we've got a great officiating crew here tonight, so that bodes well because officiating a match like this, you have a lot of pressure. You have the crowd on your back. There's going to be the players have that little bit extra bit of emotion about them. And we're really lucky to have the 2 officials that we do. And like I said, I think we're in for a heck of a match tonight, emotional-wise as well as play-wise.
Ball State won the toss. They will serve first. That is Zoran Grabovac, 6'8" junior out of Des Moines, Iowa. The referee blows his whistle, and we are about ready to go. Conventional serve by Grabovac. Santiago setting up Dreisbach. Point, IPFW.
First point's always a big one. Mitch came through there and got the crowd started already. Let's see if we can keep a minute.
Matt Zubchevsky, junior out of Toronto, Ontario. Jump serving for the Dons. Shenzo setting up Delgado off of Zubchevsky's hands, and it's point Ball State.
Now, IPFW's had a lot of success blocking other teams' outside hitters, but they haven't gone against someone like Delgado. He's a shorter player, real explosive, really quick, not your typical big banger, but he's a really good player.
Service error by Keith Shenzo of Ball State. Point and serve go over to IPFW.
And sometimes those little spark plugs like Delgado are more difficult to match up against or block against than the big, huge hitters that you would normally face on a night-to-night basis. Mitch
Dreisbach's first serve of the night is just long. So service error by IPFW on top of the service error by Ball State. And we are tied at 2.
That's rivalry adrenaline. Both teams just came out with back-to-back missed serves there. And that rivalry puts a little extra something on the serve, and sometimes you miss a lot early.
Yari Delgado with the serve for the Cardinals. Santiago. Zubchevsky hammers it home for his first kill of the night.
Ball State was way out of position defensively there. Not that they would have dug that ball anyhow, but they look to be a little bit off keel here early.
Serdar Sikcha out of Istanbul, Turkey. What a last couple of matches he's played from a blocking standpoint. Good dig. Morieta.
Lucky dig.
Free ball for Ball State. And Andrew Braley makes him pay with the kill.
Whenever you have a big left-handed middle, it's a real hard blocking job, and Mike Dega's now matched up. And Mike Dega's done a wonderful job this year. He's going to have to learn to adjust that left-hander because he's going to be hitting the ball in the opposite direction of what Mike Dega's normally used to, because 90% of middles are right-handed.
Braley with the serve. Sobchesky just long, and Ball State gets their first lead of the night at 4-3. Andrew Braley continuing to serve. Santiago setting up. Murrieta! Off the hands of Shunzo, and it's point IPFW. We're tied at 4.
Murrieta hits the ball really high, and that's really hard as a defensive player to adjust as the ball coming so high off somebody's hands.
Shunzo set up Grabovac in a short set. Ball State comes right back with the point. They retake the lead 5-4. It'll be Nick Meyer, 6'8" freshman out of Cincinnati Moeller High School, now serving for Ball State. Short serve. Santiago setting up Murrieta. Good dig by Meyer, but they call it point IPFW.
Speaking of that high release there, it was a great set by Dennis, but a lot of players would have been blocked on that ball, but Cristiano hit the ball so high he was able to use the block a little bit, keep the ball in play. Another great play by him.
Freshman Murrieta with the serve. Evan Berg comes down with the kill. 6-5, Cardinals on top. Berg, 6'3" sophomore out of Bristol, Wisconsin, with a jump serve. Santiago setting up Dreisbach. And the Mishawaka native hammers it home for his first kill of the night. We're tied at 6.
That's actually his second. He had one on the first play of the game. You're right. And you know, every time he goes up and takes a swing at the ball, it's harder than the last time he hit it. He's more and more impressive each night.
Free ball and Sikcha. Well,
there, he was in the net.
He was in the net. Yeah. So take away the point for the Dons and give it to Ball State instead. It's 7-6. Grabovac serving for the second time tonight. Takes a long time. Santiago for Sikcha. Past Grabovac, and we're tied at 7. This is like a heavyweight title fight.
I agree, and it's nice that we have Sadar in there in the front row right now, matched up against Bradley, the left-handed middle, because Sadar is a veteran. He'll be able to make the adjustment to the left-hander a lot more easier than a younger player might be able to do.
Sobchesky with the serve. Oh, dink shot by Braley. Found the opening in the crease.
I can't stress enough how difficult that is to play against that, because 95% of middles at any level are right-handed. You're used to playing against that. It's hard to adjust to a left-hander.
Shunzo with the dig. Braley setting up Meyer. Good dig by Isaac White, but they give him the point to Ball State. Brian Helligar saying it's a double hit.
Remember what I said about the crowd getting on the officials. Doesn't matter what they call, they're going to think it's wrong.
Santiago for Dreisbach. And it's blocked successfully by Ball State. 10-7.
Rare that you see that. You know, Mitch, usually when he has a one-on-one, the ball's hitting the floor. There's no doubt about it. But unfortunately, that time hit the floor on our side. You know, don't let himself get frustrated. Come back and put this next one away.
Good serve by Keith Shunzo. Dons can't return it.
That'll be a good time for a timeout.
Is on a 5-hole run. Timeout is called. We'll take a break as well. 11-7, Ball State on top. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
At IPFW, the Alumni Association does a lot more than raise money and support sports, as we'll find out on the next edition of IPFW Up Close. We'll discuss the annual Higher Education Day at the Indiana State House with the Director of Alumni Relations, the President-elect of the association, and an IPFW professor who knows firsthand what it takes to be an effective lobbyist. Join me, Jeanette Liu, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
Perhaps some future IPFW cheerleaders performing in front of this big crowd at the Gate Sports Center. game one of the best-of-5 match featuring Ball State and IPFW, and the Cardinals lead 11-7 as they have run off 5 points in a row. Keith Shunzel continues to serve as we're back to the action. Santiago, Zbyszewski, point IPFW.
Now, Zbyszewski gets the kill for that, but you got to give Isaac White the credit on that ball because the tough ball off the net. He passed the nail right to Dennis, which allowed him to set up Matt, but we haven't passed very well early in this match. Maybe that pass will turn things around.
Mitch Dreisbach to serve for the Dons. Shunzel tried the short set to Braley. Didn't work as it was blocked at the net.
Now, no sooner have I talked about how difficult it is for us to block against a left-hander, it's also difficult for their own team setter to set him. Even though they've been playing together for a few years, it's very difficult to set a left-handed middle. The timing has to be absolutely perfect.
Delgado hammers one home. And it's 12-9, Ball State with the lead.
That little dude gets up. I mean, he's got a lot of explosiveness, a lot of hops. He reminds me a lot of Javier Escobar, who played here a few years ago. Very strong, very quick.
He now serves. Could be a free ball for Ball State. Battle at the net. Meyer dug out by White. Santiago sets up Zbyszewski. And Matty hammers it down for the kill.
Great call there on the line. The ball was in. Ball State's going to argue it. But Isaac White dug that ball 1-on-none. He had no blockers up, hit the ball, and Isaac made a great dig there. Isaac really stepped up and kept us in this match early.
12-10. Volleyball trailed by 2. Serdar Sikja getting ready to serve. Shunzel for Meyer. Dug out by Dreisbach. Sikja sets up Moriera. Into the net. Point, Ball State.
One thing that does bode well at this point is we've been playing pretty good defense. We've been struggling in other areas of the game, but if the defense keeps at this level, everything else will come around.
Andrew Braley to serve. Santiago. Morieta comes right back. Good dig by Delgado. Berg, blocked by Daiga. Shunzel setting up Berg again, and it's blocked by the Dons.
Don't think Berg didn't remember the first time he got blocked on that second swing. That's why he went in the bottom of the net. Once again, Mike Daiga has come so far this year. He is playing extremely well right now.
Dennis Santiago with the serve. It's 13-11. Oh, Grabovac will get credit for the kill off the fingertips of Matt Zbyszewski.
You know, over the years of watching men's college volleyball, I have never seen a team tip as much as Ball State. Year in and year out, they like to tip the ball, and it's very unusual. It's very difficult to adjust against.
Meyer serves. Daiga. It's blocked at the net by Grabovac. Dreisbach with the dig. Santiago setting up Zbyszewski, and it's point IPFW.
And you know, this IPFW plays volleyball man style. They like to swing a lot at the ball. A lot of people would criticize Ball State and say it's kind of wimpy to tip the ball all the time, but because so many men's teams do hit the ball, when you have a team that tips like Ball State, they have a lot of success with it because everybody's back on their heels looking for the big hit.
Moriera with the serve. Shunzel sets up Meyer. Nick Meyer hammers one home for his first kill of the night. And we've got timeout on the floor. Our score, Ball State 15, IPFW 12. Let's take a break as well. You're watching. Now we're going to give you a chance instead to invite you to join Coach Arnie Ball on College 56 for the Arnie Ball Show with highlights and perspective from Coach Ball and his guests. Host Mark Franke opens up the show Thursday evenings at 6:30 and Saturday afternoons at 1:30, and also Fridays at 5 o'clock. Missed that as well. Again, it's the Arnie Ball Show right here on College 56 Sports.
Well, you know, I was making the comment about Ball State tipping. Meyer comes through and pounds that ball away. I want to make it real clear that I'm not saying they tip every time. I feel that they tip more than any other team I've ever seen. And they've been really successful with it over the years. And I think it's by design, and it's very, very successful because teams are always back looking for the big hit.
Ball State's attack percentage 400. IPFW's 294.
You know, it would seem like we're getting killed in this match because of the few balls we've shanked on serve receive, but we're only down 3 points. Statistically, we're not that bad off right now, and I just think, you know, it takes us getting on a roll here, running out 3 or 4 points, the crowd gets back into it, and all of a sudden we turn this match around.
Evan Berg will serve for Ball State. Santiago for Daiga. Berg can't dig it properly, and it's point IPFW.
Isaac White with another incredible pass, and that was a tough serve he just handled there. And he's just played phenomenal in the early going for IPFW.
Mike Daiga from Columbus, Ohio with the serve. Shunzo setting up. And it is point Ball State. Evidently a net violation.
Sadar was in the net again. That's his third net of the night, and that's really unusual for Sadar. And that's a little scary to think about that because we're used to him anchoring us out of the middle. He's had a few errors in the early going. We need to get him started.
Zoran Grabovac to serve. Third time this rotation has been underway for Ball State. Dry spot. Is it touched? Yes, it is.
Nice line shot.
Makes our score 16-14. Ball State on top. Matt Zbaszewski to serve for IPFW. Jump serve. And it's long. Service error.
I like to see Dennis set Sadar here because Sadar struggled a little bit blocking at the net. And if he can get the ball and put the ball away, that'll restore his confidence so we can get him back to doing his usual blocking ways.
Nice dig by Shunzo. Meyer at the net. Dug out by Zbaszewski. Santiago. Zbaszewski, a dink shot. Dug out by Delgado. Santiago setting up.
There you go.
Sikja off the hand of Sassoon, and it's point IPFW.
Sadar's working real hard there. You know, he jumped 4 times and didn't get the ball, well, 4 times in that rally, and finally on the last one, he got the ball set to him. Middle hitters have to continue to work hard, continue to be in the air every time. Eventually the setter will get the ball to you.
Dry spot to serve. Dons trail 17-15.
That was Dookie.
We have a violation or a lift. It's point IPFW.
I thought it was a lift on the set anyhow, but one way or the other, he was in the net or he lifted the ball. It's a point for us.
17-16. Now Dry spot will serve for the tie. Shunzo for Meyer. Dug out by Dry Spock. Santiago with the quick hitter. Dig for Isaac White. Zbaszewski hammers it down. Dug out by Sassoon. Shunzo for Meyer. And the Dons get the point on a 6-jump block at the net.
What athleticism by Dennis. Even Arnie had to get up off the bench and get hyped about that one. You know, he went back there, and then for Matt to hit the ball as well as he did, I mean, and that's the type of thing that will get the crowd back into it. Now we're right back in this match.
Ball State calls timeout. We're tied at 17. You get a good look at the IPFW bench. The Dons coming back. They trailed by 3, and now they've ripped off 3 in a row.
Another thing you look at as they came off the floor was Cristiano Moreira getting hyped up, looking to the crowd, pumping his fists. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's out on the floor. Like I said, I think any 4 outside hitters can start. But his emotion that he's showing right there is the type of thing that this crowd loves. It also picks the team up on the floor. And now you see the level that their play wasn't that bad to start with, except for the passing. And now they've started to get some things together. And more importantly, they have this crowd on their feet. And that always helps to energize you when you're at home.
Even the little ones here in attendance tonight at the Gate Center. Great crowd.
That's Coach Ball's grandson. I don't know if you realize that.
This facility, they say, seats 2,800. And I'm looking around here. I don't see many empty seats in the house. I think we've got a crowd in excess of 2,500, and that's a great sight to see. Team's coming back on the floor. Mitch Dreisbach will continue to serve. Don's now hitting at a 348 clip. Cardinals have dropped to 316. Here we go. Dreisbach with the serve. Shunzo setting up. Delgado, and it's wide. IPFW retakes the lead. 18-17. On a 4-0 run.
I'd like to see Sadar get a block here. Add a little extra to the intimidation factor.
Service error by Dreisbach instead ties it back up at 18. Yari Delgado to serve. I'm sorry.
I think that's our 4th service error of the game. We're going to really have to work on keeping it, and we're not jump serving either, so we'll do a better job of keeping it in. Great pass.
Santiago. Zbaszewski hammers it down.
Man, Isaac White came to play tonight. I mean, every ball is right on the money.
19-18 Valley Dons league. Keith Shunzo wiping up some perspiration on the floor. Momentary delay before Sadar Sikchik gets ready to serve.
Yeah, that's what you need out of your libero. You need consistency. You need them to pass nails night in, night out, and Isaac has really stepped up here and early on.
Sikcha serving. Shunzo for Braley, and Braley knocks one down with that left arm of his.
They just kind of went through the blocker's arm. It's really hard to see where the ball's coming from with that left-handed swing.
Tied at 19, Andrew Braley to serve for Ball State. We go back and forth, pendulum swinging. Santiago. Moriera, no, nice block by Grabovak and Meyer. And that time IPFW got a dose of the medicine. They passed out the last 3 games to Clark, Lewis, and Ohio State.
Moriera's got to keep his head screwed on straight. It's all right to get blocked. You come back, next ball, and hopefully you can put it away.
Mashevsky, nice dig by Delgado, free ball. Santiago, Mashevsky again, and it's down for a point.
You know, although he's not quite as big, Mashevsky's approach and the way he goes about the game reminds me a lot of Steve Timmons, the former great of the USA national team. He's got the same hitting style.
Shunzo for Meyer. Meyer got that one down in a hurry.
Moriera got caught sleeping there. I mean, maybe still thinking about it when he got blocked a few points ago, but he's got to be on top of that ball, and he was out of position.
Cardinals retake the lead 21-20. Nick Meyer, the freshman out of Cincinnati, to serve. And he serves it wide for a service error. So we're tied at 21, and now Cristiano Moriera will serve for IPFW.
He's got a good jump serve.
With some heat. Shunzo for Meyer. Blocked by Daiga.
Just out.
But they're going to say it's blocked wide. Boy, it looked close from here.
I thought it was out just barely, but these linesmen and these officials, they do a great job every match, and they were on it again there. Another entry ahead, that one.
Evan Berg to serve. Santiago for Daiga, off of Meyer's fingers. Don's tied up at 22.
Great swing by Mike Daiga. Now it's Sadar time right now. 22-22, a couple blocks so we can pull away in this thing. Daiga's got to keep the ball in play here.
Line drive serve. Free ball on mid-stroke. Oh, nice dig by Meyer. Shunzo for Delgado. Off of Spashevsky's fingers. Ball State gets the point.
That's an amazing hit by Delgado. It looked like he had nowhere to go. Huge block over there, and that's what those little people do. They learn how to tool blocks. When it seems like there's nothing they can do, they hit the ball off your hands out of bounds.
Grabovak to serve. His team up 23-22. Santiago for Sikcha. So now Sikcha comes down with the kill. It's his third of the night. We're tied once again at 23. Spashevsky to serve. Crucial time in this game. Jump serve. Shunzo for Delgado, blocked by Santiago and Sikcha.
The little guy couldn't escape that time. Sadar was all over that.
IPFW retakes the lead, 24-23. Matty Spashevsky serving. Good serve. Shunzo hammers one down. That ball seemed to hang just high enough for Keith Shunzo to play the attacker.
But you know, as a left-hander, he really telegraphed that. He let everybody in the gym know he was doing that. You've got to block that ball. And Sadar's got to get up a little bit sooner and stuff that away. You know, you could see it coming a mile away.
Shunzo serves it into the net for a service error. He who takes away sometimes gives. And that time, Shunzo gave IPFW the point and the serve, and now Dusty Sherman, senior out of Northside High School, comes in.
Also known as He-Man. Let's see if He-Man can get us a few points here.
Dons lead by 1. Sherman serving. Shunzo for Delgado.
And you know, Delgado really put a hurting on that ball, but all credit to Keith Shunzo with just an incredibly athletic play. We've seen Dennis do that a lot of times this year, that parallel to the net set. But Shunzo did a great job there, and he ended up getting Delgado one-on-none and just put the ball away hard.
We're tied again, this time at 25. Yari Delgado to serve. Santiago for Sikcha. Point IPFW. Delgado not able to get to it.
I really like Delgado as a player. I mean, you know, most guys his height stand no chance at this level, and he stands more than just a little bit of a chance with his athleticism.
Jared Quillen, 6'4" freshman out of LaGrange, Ohio, coming in for Sikcha to serve. What a time to serve, 26-25. Let's see how the freshman responds. Conventional serve. Shunzo for Meyer. Off the fingertips of Daiga, point Ball State.
Shunzo's done a really good job of spreading the floor. He's going outside and he's going back and using his middles. And you never know where he's going with the ball. He's really moved the ball around well. It's made it very difficult on our blockers to get in the rhythm.
Braley to serve. We're tied at 26. Santiago Zbaszewski hammers it home.
But we've got the best player on the floor, and we can come back and get kills no matter what they do over there.
Zbaszewski now with 7 kills. Dennis Santiago to serve. IPFW up by 1. Shunzo.
Great
Abramovic is dug out by Dreisbach.
We got away with one there.
Shunzo for Meyer. Dug out by Zbaszewski. Maddie comes again. Dug out by Shunzo. Grabovic dug out by Daiga. Great net action here. Meyer dug out by Maddie, and it's wide, point Ball State. What a rally, though.
Was an incredible rally. You like the windows because that's always what gets the crown. But it's still 27-all. We just got to side out here and keep doing it until we take the advantage.
Nick Meyer to serve. Dead even at 27. Santiago setting up Zbaszewski. And a good dig. Grabovic and Shunzo. Cardinals take the lead, 28-27. Arnie Ball says, let's talk it over, and he calls timeout. Okay, Coach Day. What's the head coach for the Volleyball going to tell his team when he's down 1 with getting near the end of game 1?
You know, I'm not sure if Arnie's talking strategy now or if he's just angry right now, because I tell you what, after that last block, Shunzel did a little dance out there, and I saw Matt steer through the net. And that's not really a good idea to get Matt Zbaszewski angry, because I've seen him angry, and it makes him that much better of a player. Some players get out of their game. Some players become better when they're angry. And that little showboating thing he did there might end up backfiring in Ball State's face. Arnie's probably just trying to fire his team up because he doesn't want to lose this game here. He doesn't want Ball State coming in our gym showboating after they block us.
Well, whatever was said didn't take very long. Dons are back on the floor. Zbaszewski, Dreisbach, Daiga, Moriera, Santiago, and Isaac White.
And I see Matt out there right now, and that's exactly the point of conversation on the floor, what Dreisbach and Zbaszewski are talking about right now on the floor. And they kind of looked over at Shunzel, and they both nodded their head. So believe me, I have a feeling that he's told Dennis to give me the ball here, and I think he's going to try and send a little message to Mr. Shunzel on the other side of the net.
Evan Meyer continues to serve. Santiago. Moriera, dink shot, dug out by Shunzel. Meyer at the net, and it's wide. We're tied at 28.
And you know what? I think everybody in the gym might have known Matt was supposed to get the ball there. So what does Dennis do? He sets the ball back to Moriera, which shows Dennis is a seasoned veteran. Smart play.
Cristiano Moriera with the jump serve. And it's long. Service error gives Ball State game point. It'll be Evan Berg to serve. 29-28. Santiago. Zbaszewski. Point IPFW. Gonna play to Lamar.
Okay, now Mike Daiga here has got to concentrate back there. He missed a serve earlier in this game. He not only has to keep this in, but he's got to stay aggressive at the same time. It's a tough combination for a freshman, but I'm sure he'll step up here.
Daiga serves.
Great serve. Need a block.
Shunzel. Delgado, and it's blocked wide by Dreisbach.
I don't know if you notice how he turns his body and just whips the ball off the block. He's incredible at tooling blocks, and little players have to learn to do that. And he did it again there.
Game point number 2 for Ball State. Grabovic to serve. Free ball for Ball State. Dug out by White.
By White.
Zbaszewski. And he gets the point. We're tied at 30. Dons dodge a bullet.
Great dig by White after the bad pass. Moriarty got away with one there, but Matt brings the noise when he hits the ball. He hits the ball a ton.
Spashewski to serve. We're tied at 30. Little Roper. Braley off the Shunzel set.
Oh.
Game point number 3 coming up for Ball State. Shunzel to serve. Service error. We're tied at 31.
That could loom back huge later in this match. If IBFW wins this game, that's going to stick in Shunzel's head the rest of the night. Maybe a little less dance and a little more concentrate when he's back there to serve.
Mitch Dreisbach to serve. Tied at 31. You have to win by 2. Shunzel. Meyer. And again, Morieta Sikcha unable to block it properly.
That was a great set by Shunzel. Every ball he set tonight to the outside has been right where it needs to be on the antenna, so the outside hitters can hit line off the block if they want or go cross court. He's done an excellent job setting the ball.
Delgado serves it long. 4 game points Ball State's had, and they haven't converted yet.
And these are their 2 best players, Shunzel and Delgado. They're leaders of their team, and they both come up on game point and miss serves out of bounds. That doesn't bode well for a team competing for a #1 seed in the MIVA tournament.
Sikcha to serve. Shunzel for Braley. Dug out by Dreisbach. Santiago. Spashewski. And Ball State gets the block. I believe it was Braley.
You know, Ball State plays with a lot of emotion, and at the same time, while it'll irritate us and our fans, they seem really together as a team. You know, to come back from those 2 missed serves, continue to play at a high level, continue to stay intense.
Mark Rumschick, 6'4" freshman out of Orchard Park, New York, in to serve. 5th game point for Ball State. Santiago. Spashewski hammers it home. We're tied again.
And we got another one there. Moriarty in the last match was our best passer on the floor. He passed an incredible match. Tonight he struggled a little bit. Ball State's arguing right now with the referee. They think that Dennis was in the net there, and I could not tell. It didn't appear to me that it was in the net, but if he's arguing for a lift, he can't argue that considering a couple of the balls he set tonight. That's just a great play by Dennis. Incredible athleticism.
Santiago to serve. We're tied at 33. Shunzel. And again, Grabovic gets the point. Bust through the screen.
Snuck that one through.
So here comes game point number 6. Meyer to serve. 34-33. Cardinals by 1. You have to win by 2. Free ball. Dug out by Spashewski. Santiago.
Oh, Dennis.
Shunzel. And Ball State wins game 1, 35-33. We'll take a break, get ready for game 2. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. 1 university, 2 great names.
At IPFW, the Alumni Association does a lot more than raise money and support sports, as we'll find out on the next edition of IPFW Up Close. We'll discuss the annual Higher Education Day at the Indiana State House with the Director of Alumni Relations, the President-elect of the association, and an IPFW professor who knows firsthand what it takes to be an effective lobbyist. Join me, Jeanette Liu, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here in the campus of IPFW. Mike Mize and Neil Day with you. Game 1 in the books goes to the Ball State Cardinals 35-33. And Neil, before we talk about Game 1 and Game 2, we want to say a very special hello and get well to Vivian Ball, the mother of IPFW head coach Arnie Ball. Vivian recovering from surgery, and we're told she's watching our telecast tonight. And Miss Vivian, we hope you get better real soon, and come on back and cheer your son on.
Well, on behalf of all the players that have ever played here at IPFW, we all know her as Mama Ball. And, you know, she's just a beautiful, beautiful person. And, you know, the gym's not the same without her in it. She's here for almost all the matches. And, you know, we all love you here, so we want you to get better real soon here, and we're looking forward to seeing you back.
Game 1, there were 24 ties. Ball State had 6 game points before they finally connected. And they hit 400 on an attack percentage, IPFW 359. And that was only Game 1. Now what happens in Game 2?
Well, you know, Ball State is playing with a lot of emotion, which I happen to like as a coach. You know, a couple things. The IPFW got a little angry there in the middle of the game. They need to continue to keep that anger, but channel it towards playing better. The other thing IPFW needs to do better from a technical standpoint is we've got to serve better, because what's happening is Ball State's passing everything to the target, which has allowed Shunzel to set a masterful game. He's going outside, he's going back, he's going to the middle, he's using his back row hitters, and our blockers have no idea where the ball's going. Therefore, we don't have hardly any blocks compared to Ohio State and Lewis, where we block both those teams off the floor. So if we serve better, it will allow our huge blockers to get up and start stuffing Ball State, and then we'll get the crowd into it, and everything else from there will be all downhill.
IPFW will serve to begin Game 2. It'll be Mitch Dreisbach once he gets his shoes tied. I still can't get over how big this crowd is tonight.
And I'd say 80% of the crowd's IPFW, but this little crowd of Ball State people here have really been in our ear, and we got to get them silent here by coming up with some good play.
Here we go. Shunzo sets up Braley.
Sadar committed the cardinal sin for middles there. Both of his hands were together when he jumped. As a middle, when you jump, your hands have got to be spread apart, especially at the men's game. At this level, you've got to go up and get them spread apart. If you get field goal, you just get field goal.
Andrew Braley with the left-handed serve. Santiago. Grabovac blocks Sikcha at the net. 2-0 Ball State.
There wasn't a whole lot of places for Sadar to go there. When he got set that ball, they were all over it.
Braley continues to serve. Santiago. Vashevsky. Point IPFW.
The two consistents for IPFW tonight, two consistent things have been Isaac White and Matt Bashevsky, where Matt's always consistent. We got to have some other people step up here.
Maddie's got 11 kills right now. Leads everybody in the gym. Sikcha serving. Shunzo. Grabovac. Again, found a seam. Hammered it home. It's 3-1 Ball State.
I'm a little surprised that one got past Mike Daiga. He looked like he was in good position there, and the next thing I knew, the ball was hitting the floor.
Nick Meyer to serve. Cardinals up 3-1. Santiago. Morieta. And it's long, barely.
Hit that ball over the block, and it still almost went in.
4-1 Cardinals lead. Service error. Dreisbach almost touched it.
You know, Moriera struggled tonight a little bit, you know, and as a coach, that's a tough decision, you know, because he's a great player. But, you know, when you have these players on the bench like a Josh Collins, at what point in time do you go to them? How long do you let him play?
Grabovac gets the better of Daiga at the net that time. 5-2, Ball State leads.
Michael's a little slow getting over there, but he'll correct that.
Evan Meyer to serve. Evan Berg, I mean. Service, ace. Second one of the night for Ball State. Shunzo had one in Game 1.
It wasn't that great of a serve either. It just kind of tailed away from the passers. Wasn't hit very hard, but doesn't matter. It hit the floor.
Berg again serving. Morieta. Oh, nice jig, and Delgado.
It's out of bounds. That ball was out of bounds. Okay.
Give Delgado credit, though. He came right at us.
Incredibly athletic play by Delgado. That dude is quick, and he's athletic.
Maintenance department's going to have to work on the table. 6-3, Cristiano Moriera to serve. Shunzo for Grabovac, off a finger, point Ball State.
I can't say it enough. I mean, Shunzel, their middles have done a good job against our middles, which is where we've had an advantage the last few weeks, but Shunzel's done such a good job of mixing the ball around. I have no idea where he's going with it, and that's a sign of an incredibly great setter, but more importantly, great passing.
Grabovac to serve. Santiago. Smashevsky hammers it home. Badly needed point for IPFW.
And Matt's got a little pride, being one of the best players is not the best player in the MIVA. He's not going to let us go down right now. He's trying to get us jump started to get the crowd back into it.
Shunzo, Delgado in front of Daiga, point Ball State. Cardinals cooking on all cylinders right now. They lead 8-4.
Incredible set. Now Shunzel's got himself really focused on the match right now.
Good dig by Meyer. Shunzo set up Meyer. Now he's going to set up Delgado. Block at the net. Sikcha and Zamshevsky.
Yeah, you could see that one kind of materialize in slow motion. The set was too tight. That's one of the few tough sets Shunzel's given Delgado. A player that short has to be set off the net so they have more room to work with. If you set a short player tight, they're going to get blocked, probably 5-6 times out of 10.
Smashevsky with the jump serve. Bullet dug out. Shunzo for Meyer.
Wow.
Inside the line, point Ball State.
I don't know how he snuck that thing in there, but it was an incredible shot considering the set was low.
9-5, Cardinals lead. Delgado to serve. Santiago for Dreisbach. Nice dig by Santiago. Good dig there, Sassoon. Sikcha, what a dig by Delgado. They keep it alive.
Oh God, that guy's good.
Moriera. Sikcha, defensive return, free ball, Ball State. Shunzo for Meyer, and it's point Ball State.
Delgado just made a Raul Papaleo incredible tight athletic play. Not only does he make the initial dig, but he gets up off the floor. A lot of players want to make a dig like that, and they want to admire themselves after they do it and lay there. He got right back up, then made the incredible play to get the ball over the net. Absolutely incredible. And once again, for all young players at home, watch how if we can see a replay of that later on, how he gets up and then makes the next play instead of worrying about how good he looked when he made the initial play.
10-5, Ball State on top. Make that 11-5.
We need a timeout here, and we need to stabilize things because Ball State has all the emotion right now.
Yeah, you read Ernie Ball's mind. IPFW calls timeout. His team trailing 11-5. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Looks so good.
Back at the Gate Sports Center, Mike Mosney Day with you. And in case you heard us talking, Keith Shunzo playing extremely well at the center position for Ball State, perhaps a little better than we anticipated. But he was an all-MIVA conference selection last year.
Well, Keith Shunzel's just done a great job tonight, and he needs to give a special thank you to his passers because they've been putting the ball around the money to him, allowing him to do that.
Delgado serves. Santiago. Smashevsky, misfire there. Meyer. Point Ball State. IPFW is blocking that ball sideways. Now, how do you change that, Coach? How do you change? 12-5, 12-6. Service error by Delgado.
There's one way to change it. Have them give you a break to let you back in it. Now we need to take advantage of it.
Mitch Dreisbach will serve. Dons dug themselves a hole. Let's see if they can get out of it. 1 point at a time.
Great serve.
Shunzo for Meyer. Dug out, Bashevsky. Dreisbach, dug out by Santiago. Dennis, dug out by Shunzo. Free ball, dug out by Sassoon.
Looks like Ball State was in the
Bird, blocked by Santiago for the point.
You know, Bashevsky does a nice job there when he gets to set the second ball of setting Dennis. A great hitter always knows when he gets a chance to set his setter, you're going to give him the ball.
12-7, the lead down to 5. Dreisbach continues to serve. Shunzo for Meyer. Off a Sikch's hand.
Meyer's so unorthodox. He doesn't jump very high, but he's got a lot of shots. He knows how to use the block. He's had a lot of success against us tonight. None of it's been that flashy, but it's been very effective.
Andrew Braley to serve. His team's up by 6. Make it 5. Service error.
If there's one thing they've struggled with, it's been their serving tonight. And, you know, it's keeping us with a little glimmer of hope here in this game. Now we need to take advantage of it.
Serdar Sikcha to serve. He's got to get his mind cleared and focused. Shunzo, Grabovac. A short set. Zoran Grabovac had all kinds of time and he put it away.
Their middles have been eating us up tonight, and a lot of it with tipping. You know, Grabovac has 9 kills and 0 errors, and he's hitting 818. We've got to do something to slow him down.
Meyer serving. Santiago gets the point.
I say those numbers again, 9 kills, 0 errors for an 818 hitting percentage. That's ridiculous, so we can't allow anybody to have that kind of success against us.
Santiago with the serve. Shunzo for Meyer into the net. Point IPFW.
Really bad set there. Meyer's got to just keep that thing in play. Shunzo hasn't had too many bad sets tonight, but as a good setter would, he immediately takes responsibility for it, calls the offense, gets right back to work.
Shunzo off of Santiago, and you can see that one coming. We've come to the mandatory timeout. 15-10 our score. Ball State on top. Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday here on College 56 Sports. Yours truly, Mike Maz, reviews the recent sports activities. We look at game footage and visit with coaches and players. That's Mastodon Spotlight Wednesday night at 11 o'clock, Friday night at 11 o'clock, Friday night at 6:30, and Saturday at 11:30 right here on College 56 Sports.
Well, while we've got a quick minute here, you know, I always like to say hi to my boys at home. So I'd like to say hi to Adam and Jay. Tell them I love them, and tell them that I'll see them later.
Sarah Leffers, senior from the IPFW women's volleyball team there.
It's nice to see all the women from the women's team, but also there are a lot of the high school players here from all the programs all over the city. You know, I've seen several of my Northrop girls here, about 14 or 15 of them. I see a few from Snyder, a few from Concordia. A lot of the kids come out and really support the team. You know, it's nice to have a crowd like this.
There's a replay. Back to live action. Evan Berg to serve. Santiago Oriera, dug out by Meyer. Shunzo for Delgado. Dink shot. Successful. Slashevsky unable to dig it out. Makes our score 16-10. Ball State on top.
For as much as Ball State tips, it's really hard for us to pick those up because they've been hitting the ball tonight too. They've been mixing it up.
Service error that time will give a point, and the serve to IPFW.
We need to score 2 or 3 in a row here off our own serve. Moriara needs to step up here. He's got a wicked jump serve. We got to score some points here before it starts getting late in the game.
The freshman with the jump serve. Shunzo for Grabovac. And they say it's wide. Boy, the Ball State players up in arms.
Okay, now, Grabovac hasn't missed a ball in bounds all night, and that one I couldn't really tell. All I know is Bill Barone's an excellent line judge. He made the call. It must have been out. I couldn't see from where I'm sitting. But I do know that if Ball State continues to pass like this, then we're in trouble whether he hit the ball out of bounds or not.
Moriera with the serve again. Shunzo for Grabovac. Dug out by Isaac White. Slashevsky has to make a defensive return. Free ball, Cardinals. Meyer gets the kill.
Well, Ball State is just having an incredible match passing the ball to center off on their first contact. And, you know, we've got to serve more aggressive. Even if we miss more serves, we've got to become more aggressive serving the ball.
Zoran Grabovac to serve. 17-12 Cardinals. Santiago, Spashevsky, Delgado, Braley, Shunzo all at the net. The tag team blocked that one.
You know, Ball State's what's called in the zone. Right now, they just feel like they can do no wrong. They're together as a team. They're all focused. Everybody's playing well. The only way to break that is for us to step up our level and rise above them.
Moriera played that one. It was close to the line. Defensive return. Shunzo for Meyer. Point Ball State. 19-12. Josh Cowan's going to come in for Dreisbach for Arnie Ball's team. Cowan's the freshman out of Toronto.
I have a feeling they'll serve. Joel Walton's an excellent coach. He'll serve Josh Collins right here and test him cold off the bench to see if he can pass, or maybe he won't.
What is it? In or out? Service error. Well, that was close. Point IPFW. It's now 19-13. Mike Dyga to serve. I'm sorry.
Surprised they went at Moriarty there. Moriarty has struggled passing tonight, but
Service error by Dyga.
But, you know, when you get someone cold off the bench into the game like that, you go after them typically. And Joel Walton, I wonder if that was the call that he asked the server to do, because it would be surprising.
Sassoon with the dig. Shunzo with the set. Braley with the kill.
Wow, I mean, can you remember the last time, you know, we looked so sluggish out there? I mean, you know, we had no one up the block there out of the middle on a quick attack, and usually Sadar's all over that.
Santiago for Collins. Somehow the Cardinals keep it alive. Defensive return. Can the Dons do something with this one? Good dig by Evan Berg. Sikja hammers it home. Point IPFW.
IPFW did a good job of keeping their poise throughout that point. Set all three players. First went to Collins, then to Spashevsky, and then finally Sadar in the middle. Dennis did a good job moving it around there until we finally put it away.
21-14. Ball State with the lead. Matt Spashevsky to serve for IPFW. Dons need to string some points together. Good serve by Maddie. Shunzo for Meyer. Off of, I believe, Santiago.
You know, that was a great serve by Maddie, and Sassone just stepped in like it was, you know, a middle schooler serving the ball. And that ball was probably going close to 100 miles per hour when he passed that ball, and he passed it right to the target. Ball State is just in the zone right now.
Delgado serving. Sikja with the point. It's a pass, Delgado. Now 22-15, but the Dons can't play side out. They've got to put some together. Collins to serve. And a service error.
You know, that service error is okay because at this point, you know, we've got to stay aggressive. Every serve, we've got to go for it. When you're down 8 points, you don't have time to wait to see if you're going to get back in the game. You got to force something.
Mark Rumschick back in the lineup to serve for Ball State.
This dude's got a throw. Let's see how good he is.
Free ball coming for Ball State. Grabovac.
IPFW's got to pass the ball. We haven't passed all night. It's been the difference in the match. They've passed, we haven't. And, you know, if we serving and passing, basics of the game.
24-15, Cardinals with the lead in the serve. It's going to be a 4-hit. No. Point Ball State. Everything going the way of the Cardinals.
Mark Rumschick's done a good job with 2 good serves. He's got the Fletch afro going on. He looks a lot like Fletch, but he's been serving the ball well since he came in. And we just seem to be just dead on the floor right now.
Santiago. Spashevsky dug out by Shunzo. Santiago. Spashevsky again. That time it's touched. Point Volleyball. 25-16 the score, Sicture to serve. Shunzo. Nice block by Santiago, denying Evan Berg the kill.
All right, now what Dennis did there is his hitter was out here on the left, the guy who hit the ball. He came inside the middle of the court, but instead of standing out here like a lot of blockers do, Dennis stepped in, followed his hitter inside, and was able to make the block. Great job by Dennis.
Shunzo, Berg, off of Santiago's hand, or I believe Santiago's hand might have been Digas, but either way, it's point Ball State. 26-17. Nick Meyer to serve. Free ball time. Don's got a break. Santiago outdoing Grabovak at the net.
You know, that's a great play by Dennis, but we've got to pass the ball. I mean, Dennis has not, we're not passing the ball to the target, and we can't run our offense. Can't win doing that.
Shunzo, Don's keeping it alive.
Great reflexes.
Thanks to Santiago.
Go now, we need
He
this
digs
point.
it again. Spashevsky, Santiago, dug out by Delgado. Meyer to Berg. Dug out by Isaac White. Spashevsky, point Dons.
Just like the play earlier about Delgado, that tremendous athletic play gave them momentum. Now our crowd's back into it. Sure, we're down 7, but now at least there's some life breathed in IPFW's body.
Ball State decides to call a timeout. Well, the Dons have a little bit of life.
You know, one thing, Joel Walton's been around for a long time. He was for years the assistant coach under Dr. Don Shondell, where obviously he's going to learn a lot. You know, that's a very smart time out there. They've got a huge lead here. Instead of waiting 2 or 3 more points where IPFW's back in the game, call it now, take the crowd out of it, run some strategy in the huddle, and get his team back under control. They're still in command of this match, but we're starting to play a little bit better now.
Well, the Dons have won 2 points in a row. It's now 26-19. You play to 30, have to win by 2. And maybe, just maybe, IPFW can put together a string of points.
Well, the key to everything, though, with the string of points or to winning this match, even if we lose this game, we still can win it. We've got to turn our passing around. If folks at home wonder why I keep saying passing, I'm talking about the first ball. Ball State's been serving the ball well, and so have we at times in this match. But their balls have all been going right to the setter's target, which is right at the net along the right side where they can run their offense. Ours have been going over the net, back to the 10-foot line, behind the setter, in front of the setter, and it's made it a real struggle for us to get any kind of offense going on.
Dennis Santiago to serve. And it's a service error. It floated over the line.
That's okay, though, because in that situation, you got to stay aggressive. Once again, down 7 points. You have to go for it.
27-19, Evan Berg to serve. 6'3" sophomore out of Bristol, Wisconsin. Jump serving. Santiago. Moriera blocked by Grabovak. Shesky dug out by Delgado. Shunzo for Berg. Blocked by Moriera. Point IPFW.
Once again, our outside hitters are doing a good job of reading their setter now and stepping in to help the middles out so they're not getting so many one-on-ones on whites or one balls, either one, or those little tandems they run to the middle of the floor.
Moriera and Daiga tag team on that one. Service error.
Ooh, I thought that might have been in.
Makes it 28-20, Ball State.
But I can live with the service errors as long as we stay aggressive. That'll even itself out later on, but we got to continue to play well, blocking at the net and passing.
Grabovak to serve. Santiago, Collins, and it's long. Game point coming up for Ball State, and they got a boatload of them. 29-20. Cardinals want to take a commanding 2-game-to-none lead in this best-of-5 match. Santiago, Spashevsky, dug out by Shunzo. Braley setting up Meyer. And Meyer gets the kill. They say it's inside. Point in game 2 goes to Ball State, 30-20. They lead the match 2-0. Indiana Purdue-Fort Wayne presents Spotlight on IPFW. An up-close look at some of the hidden treasures on our campus. Our spotlight tonight is shining brightly on the IPFW Herb Center Directed by Professor Bruce Kingsbury.
Well, you know,
This is something most people will never see.
That's okay.
This is a timber rattlesnake. This is our biggest poisonous snake, but it is also relatively uncommon, and it occurs in some of the forested hills of southern Indiana. This is a male, so this is a smallish male. They get quite a bit bigger than this.
Biology professor and herpetologist Bruce Kingsbury never outgrew his childhood love of creepy crawly things and has made the study of endangered reptiles and amphibians in the Midwest his career focus. That interest led him to want to start some sort of conservation center on campus. A discussion with Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Susan Hanna resulted in him submitting a proposal for what is now one of several centers of excellence at IPFW, the Center for Reptile and Amphibian Conservation and Management, otherwise known as the HERP Center. The mission of the HERP Center is to promote the conservation and understanding of reptiles and amphibians through research, education, and outreach.
We conduct a variety of research projects on species that are endangered at some level in the Midwest, and a lot of times what we're doing is finding out about their basic ecology, what their habitat needs are, how they move around, what sort of impacts there are in terms of human activity, and then we work with agencies such as the Fish and Wildlife Service or the Department of Natural Resources to try to figure out what might be done a little bit differently to help protect those animals.
The main focus of the HERP Center's research is on endangered reptiles of the Midwest. Studies have been conducted on many species of turtles, frogs, toads, salamanders, and snakes. Today, we're focusing on the snakes. We've already seen a timber rattlesnake, which is generally found in south-central Indiana in the Bloomington area. Now it's time for another species of rattlesnake, the eastern Massasauga, which is found in northern Indiana.
Massasauga lives in wetlands which are kind of mucky and hard to walk through, and not that many people go out in them. And they're also rare, and so we don't see them very often. Even those of us who study them struggle to find them. We have a bias that benefits us in terms of finding them, and that we use radio telemetry to track them around. This not only allows us to find the same animal over and over again for years at a time, it also leads us to other individuals. With a snake, we definitely have some problems. There isn't much of a neck, and in fact, if you did put something on the outside of the snake, they would have trouble crawling around because they are reliant on their slender body form to get around the way they do. And because of that, we place the transmitters internally in the snake. We actually do a surgical operation, and the antenna runs up underneath the skin. And when we're done, you can't tell that the transmitter's in there.
In addition to doing research on endangered species, the HERP Center also does projects which involve GIS, or Geographic Information Systems. GIS provides a computer-based multi-layered picture of an area of interest, which allows an investigator to examine how different spatial features interact. As an example, here's an aerial photograph of a specific area. Another layer shows the different kinds of habitat at the site, and the final layer shows the location of animals found there. Kingsbury says having this information on the computer helps researchers figure out what's going on across the landscape. One of the things the center is asked to track is pollution.
There's different kinds of pollution. There's point source pollution, and there's non-point source pollution. And what we're helping these agencies with is methods for visualizing the non-point source pollution.
What is non-point source solution?
That's pollution where you, like runoff from agricultural fields or something like that, where you don't have a pipe or something like that, where you can go there and say, yeah, this is where this pollutant is coming from. In fact, it's distributed across an entire watershed, and it's only by looking at the whole thing that you can actually see where the problem is.
The center also maintains a website at herpcenter.ipfw.edu, which is filled with educational and outreach information.
We as a public should care about wildlife and about doing what we can to protect it. And if we do the work to figure out how to protect things, we often find that it doesn't take that much of an effort on our part to protect these kinds of animals. Often it's just minor adjustments in terms of timing or in terms of land use, and that we can largely go about our business. A lot of people are afraid of snakes, and typically that's really unfounded. And it could be because of some experience that they had when they were younger. It could be because of some biblical implications of what snakes are or what they represent. And a lot of times it's because snakes are a little bit unpredictable and strange looking because they have no legs, and what is strange to us might also make us afraid. But most of the snakes, in fact, in terms of a count of snakes, I'd say almost all snakes are totally harmless, and that if anything they might bite you if you pick them up. But even that would be, I'd rather get a snake bite than a scraped knee or something like that. And with regard to the poisonous snakes, what we have found, and that what others have found as well, is that these snakes are not aggressive, and in fact, unless you catch them out in the open, they'll do everything that they can to stay hidden. And you can stand next to them, you can step over them, you can even bump them, and they'll hold still and they'll just hope that you don't notice them. They're very intent on staying hidden, and they would rather just have you keep going the way you were going and not mess with you than vice versa.
And for Kingsbury, the best part will always be working with the creepy crawlies.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best.
I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
At IPFW, the Alumni Association does a lot more than raise money and support sports, as we'll find out on the next edition of IPFW Up Close. We'll discuss the annual Higher Education Day at the Indiana State House with the Director of Alumni Relations, the President-elect of the association, and an IPFW professor who knows firsthand what it takes to be an effective lobbyist. Join me, Jeanette Liu, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
Welcome back to a packed Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Masnio Day with you. 2 games complete, both going to the visiting Ball State Cardinals by scores of 35-33 and 30-20. And Neo Day, Ball State came into this match with an average hitting attack percentage of .269. In 2 games tonight, they're hitting .384. Conversely, IPFW came into this match with a hitting percentage of .310. And after 2 games tonight, they're only hitting .269.
Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record again, but it all goes back to the passing. When you're passing the ball well to the center, it's going to keep the other team's block off balance. You're going to get a lot of one-on-ones. It's going to increase your hitting percentage. You're going to put the ball away more often. Ball State is passed phenomenal. We're not talking about 1 or 2 players. Every player on their team is handling the ball well. And Schunzel's just done a great job setting the ball, and most of that in part to the fact that they've been passing well. IPFW, we've struggled.
When you look at the team comparisons, we mentioned .384 hitting for Ball State, .269 for IPFW. Blocks, 9.5 blocks for the Dons, 6.5 for Ball State. Ball State has had 3 service aces, none for IPFW. Cardinals out digging the Volleyball 22-17. and the assistant kills are both 41 for Ball State in each category, 29 for IPFW. But individually, Nick Meyer, 13 kills, Grabovac with 10, Yari Delgado only with 7 for Ball State. For IPFW, Matt Zbyszewski with 14. He's the only one in double figures as we look at a replay there. And that might have been game 2. And you see Ernie Ball on the left, assistant coach Ryan Staley on his right, or his left, our right.
This is that play earlier in the match, I think. Oh, no, I thought that was the one where he made the spectacular save.
Well, we got a point there, and we need more of that. But what do you do now? You're back to against the wall if you're IPFW.
Actually, IPFW, you come out and you forget about the score. You forget about those first 2 games. You've had, 10 minutes to go in the locker room. Coaches made some adjustments, I'm sure. You just come out and you start all over again from scratch. You win this game, it turns the whole match around. In fact, I believe the winner of this game is going to be the winner of the match.
Santiago with the set, dry spot, point Ball State.
But once again, what do? We come right out of the locker room and pass the ball over here almost to us halfway into the stands. We've got to get the ball on the money for Dennis so he can run an offense, or there's no way we can win.
Andrew Braley to serve. Santiago with the set. Dry spot. And Sikcha dug it away from Isaac White.
That pass was 13 feet off the net. I mean, Coach, I don't know. I would honestly look at, we've got some great players out there on the floor, but I would put some different players out there, try and get a different chemistry with handling the ball, because we are just not passing the ball to target.
Cardinals, I don't know, either they're extremely confident or a little bit cocky. They're up 2-0, both in the match and in this game. Zbyszewski saves it. Moriera, Delgado with the dig. Meyer dug out by Santiago. Zbyszewski with the kill.
We've earned some points like that through a lot of good hustle and great digs, but we're earning all of our points the hard way. We're not getting easy points because we're not making it easy on ourselves by getting the ball to the setter right now. And obviously to stabilize and do that more often will be fine.
Zbyszewski to serve. Shunzo for Grabovac. Dug out by Zbyszewski. Grabovac again. Sikcha with the block. Berg dug out by Zbyszewski. Santiago. Zbyszewski into the net. Point Ball State. They now lead 3-1 here in game 3. Nick Meyer to serve. Dons cannot fall behind too much in this game. Grabovac blocks Sikcha at the net. It's 4-1.
That was a decent pass, too. We've got to find a way to put that ball away. I'm surprised Dennis hasn't started setting Matt every single ball, because that's what we might have to do in this situation. Another bad pass. Moriera is really struggling tonight.
Delgado with the dig. Meyer at the net. Santiago hits it wide.
And I thought they were in the net and there was a touch on that ball, but I guess both of those were missed. But the bottom line is we put ourselves in that position with another bad pass. I think we're going to need to go to the bench here and try and get some people off to handle the ball, because we're just in a mental funk right now. When you're in a mental funk and you're not confident about yourself, you're going to have a hard time passing the ball.
5-1 Cardinals
Another
lead.
bad pass.
Free ball coming for Ball State.
Don't be surprised to see Josh Collins real soon here, because Cristiano is really struggling passing the ball. He's a great passer, but he's struggling right now. It's inside of his head.
Ernie Ball calls timeout. His team trails 6-1. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Joe Walton and his Ball State Cardinals, they lead the match 2-0. They lead game 3, 6-1. Doing everything right here tonight as they go after their third MIVA win without a loss. IPFW came into this match 4-0 in a conference. Loyola of Chicago also 2-0 as we look at a replay there, Neil. Back to the live action. Pashesky off of Delgado's hand, point IPFW.
And just as I anticipated, Dennis is going to start going a few more sets a little bit more off to the mat, because even when we don't get the good passes, he's the one player who can put the ball away against 3 blockers there regardless. And on every good pass, we got to make the most of every situation. So don't be surprised if Matt sees the ball a lot.
Grabovac off a short Shunzo set. Say that 3 times in a row. It's 7-2 Ball State.
You know, Grabovac has been off the charts tonight. He's killed just about every ball he's touched. And the one that they called out of bounds might have been inbounds, so he's just having a phenomenal night.
Sikcha blocked by Shunzo and Grabovac. It's 8-2.
Yeah, this Grabovac has really showed what kind of a player he can be tonight. You know, and Sadar is a tremendous middle, but Grabovac has definitely had the upper hand so far tonight.
Santiago, Pashesky dug out by Meyer. Shunzo for Delgado. Off a hand, it's point Ball State.
Ball State's in a different gear right now. It's almost like our side of the net's in slow motion and they're just zooming right along. And that's what happens when you're up like this and you have all that confidence. And we've dug ourselves a very tough hole here in this critical third game.
9-2, Cardinals lead. Dreisbakken is blocked again at the net. And I don't know if Grabovac is shaking that one finger, and I don't know if that's just to his teammates or if he's showing
that's
IPFW.
That's a Ball State IPFW thing. They enjoy the fact that they're crushing us right now, and they want to rub it in, but they got to remember they got to play us again this year.
Santiago, Pashesky dug out by Evan Meyer. Sassoon, Berg, defensive play. Can the Dons take advantage of it? Santiago, it's still alive. Shunzo, Meyer over the net. Santiago, Pashesky dug out beautifully by Berg. Meyer in for the point.
They're just outworking us right now. Even when we get great plays like that from Dennis, we get the unlucky break. I hate these curtains. It seems like every ball that's going to be heading into the stands just seems to get brought back. That should have been an IPFW point. They get a lucky break out of that, but then they took advantage of that lucky break and turned it into a point. Great save by Dennis.
Santiago kept it alive, and that's wide by Dreisbach, just outside the pole.
Outside the antenna.
It's now 12-2.
At this point, I think it's a good time to just make a sub if I were Coach Ball. You know, I don't know that it's going to turn anything around, but it certainly can't hurt anything. Things can't get any worse.
Santiago, Sikcha, and IPFW gets a point. 12-3. Do the Dons have it in them? We shall see. Sikcha to serve. Service error. It's 13-3.
But you mentioned earlier about the finger waving and everything. You know, IPFW can't be worried about Ball State's dance and everything. You know, that's something you'll talk about tomorrow to motivate you for the next time you play them. But right now, IPFW has to focus on getting their game together.
Daiga will get credit for the kill. 13-4. Collins in for Moriera for IPFW.
Not a big surprise. I'm just a little surprised it didn't happen a little bit earlier in the game, but maybe Collins can jump start him here.
Santiago with the serve. Shunzo for Delgado.
Wow.
You're an IPFW fan, this is agony.
With that play right there, I mean, you got to give credit to Ball State. They're handling the ball so well. There's nothing IPFW could do against that play. And it's because Ball State's passing so incredibly well.
Collins, and they get a dig by Berg. White sets up. Santiago gets the tape, comes back, and it's mandatory timeout time. Cardinals lead 15-4.
You know, I haven't been in this type of a situation that often, but you just feel like there's nothing you can do right. And then even if you're an equal team to a team like Ball State, you know, once they're on a roll like this and you're in a funk, it just seems like your world's apart. And like no matter what you do, nothing goes right. You take a good swing, you get a good dig, and they still manage to win the point. And it's kind of overwhelming to you emotionally.
You can do more than just sit on the sidelines. Participate in the excitement of Mastodon Athletics by joining the Royal Dance Club. The Royal Dance is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy athletics-related special events, priority access to tickets, and more. To learn about the Royal Dance Club, call 260-481-6643 and write to the Royal Dance Club at 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805, or you can go to the IPFW athletic website at www.ipfw.edu/athletics.
But also the sign of a great team. You know, I've seen teams in this situation before where it seemed like all hope was lost, and somebody steps up and leads and carries them on their back. Can IPFW do that? Sure, but so far I've seen no signs of it.
Collins into the net. The lead grows to 16-4. Shunzo continues to serve. Service error. Something new. 16-5, Josh Collins to serve. And he unloads a bomb. Well long.
Yeah, it's a frustrating thing. You know, you come off the bench, you've been sitting there all match, but if you're looking to earn a starting position and you get a chance to play in this position, you got to go for it and make something happen.
Delgado to serve. Santiago. Spashevsky gets a kill. Number 17 for Matt tonight.
If you look at our numbers, Matt has 17, Sadar has 7, and everybody else out there, a couple of people with 3. It's just been really uneven, our distribution, whereas when you look at Ball State's.
Geiger with the service error. IPFW lost their focus when they lost game 1, 35-33, in my opinion.
I believe that, and also the turning point when Delgado made that tremendous save over here on the floor, and that really motivated the Ball State fans as well as his team. Just tremendous hustle.
Spashevsky comes back with kill number 18. It's 18-7.
Matt's been golden tonight, but you know we've got to step up in other ways on the floor. And we know he's going to get his kills, but we've got to do all the other things like we did against Ohio State and Lewis if we want to win.
Spashevsky to serve. Good
Great serve.
Meyer setting up. Berg dug out by Isaac White. Santiago. Spashevsky with the point.
Yeah, I don't care if he ends up with 500 kills tonight. Keep setting him the ball, period. Until he says, I can't go anymore. I mean, you've got to just keep going to him.
It's 18-8. Slowly but surely. Look at the IPFW bench. Service. Oh, that looked awfully good. But they call it out. Service error. Makes it 19-8. Meyer to serve. Santiago, change of pace. Nice dig by Sassoon. Santiago, Spashevsky, dug out by Meyer. Shunzo tries to save
inside the antenna.
Well,
what happened
Mr.
there?
Official, you called it.
He saved the ball, but when you save it from our side of the net back to theirs, it must travel outside the antenna back to their side of the net. It was inside the antenna when it crossed the net, and that made it a point for IPFW.
We had that happen against Ohio State.
Yes, exact same play. Yep.
Dreisbach with a float serve. Shunzo from Meyer. Dug out by...
Now you got to turn it. You got to turn it.
Defensive return. Shunzo. Delgado blocked by Sikcha. Finally, a block for Sadar Sikcha at the net.
I'm not sure if that ball wasn't in the net, but either way, Sadar, if it would have come over the net, Sadar would have blocked it. And now we got a little bit of life. We're still down 9, but the crowd's back into it again. We got to roll with it.
Shunzo. Oh, nice play by Grabovac. Zoran Grabovac now has 12 kills out of 14 attempts. 13 kills out of 15 attempts, and he's hitting .550 tonight. Evan Berg to serve. Santiago. Spashevsky blocked wide. Point IPFW.
You know, honestly, I normally believe in a balanced offense, but there's no way IPFW should set any ball to anybody else other than Spashevsky, front row, back row, anywhere else. His last 5 balls he's touched have been kills, and until they stop him, we keep going to him.
Got 20 kills now on the night. Shunzo.
Never over. That ball never crossed the net.
Point IPFW. As Keith Shunzo tried to be a little sneaky, play the killer rather than the setter. It's 20-12. Sikchek continues to serve. Shunzo.
And we need a
Grabovac.
dig. All right,
dig
set
by
Matt.
Dreisbach. Bashevsky, it's dug
Set him
out.
again. Set him again. Oh, no, it's a bad pass.
Santiago dug out by Berg. Shunzo for Delgado. Dink shot. What are they calling it?
We were in a net.
Net violation.
But the story of the night there, we get an easy free ball and we set the ball tight on the net where Dennis can't set it. I mean, you can't win matches when you handle the first ball like that. The first contact is critical. And our first contact all night long has been horrible. And we've got to get better at that if we want to be successful like we're capable of being.
Grabovac to serve. Cardinals lead 21-12. In game 3, they lead the match 2-0. Santiago, Bashevsky, got
What
a break.
Shot. What a shot. Another bad first contact, and Matt finds a way to make it go. Matt has really played well tonight. I feel bad for Dennis because he's been doing some mileage. His odometer is off the charts right now because he's been all over the place trying to run these passes down.
Momentary delay. Alleged perspiration being wiped up by Ball State. Dennis Santiago getting ready to serve. Shunzo. Short set. Braley knocks it home. 22-13. The lead is 9. Shunzo to serve. Service error. Right now, it seems like all Ball State's doing the last 4 or 5 points is just playing side out, side out.
That's all they have to do. They're up 8 points. I mean, they're in a nice, comfortable zone right now. IPFW has to do something to bring them out of it. And so far, the way we're passing, we haven't done it.
Delgado with a kill. It's 23-14. Mary Delgado to serve. Service error. For the MIVA player of the week last week.
You know, it's amazing at how many service errors that Ball State has in this match, and yet they've still dominated for the better part of the last 2 games.
Daiga to serve. And point IPFW. Ball State commits a little error for once.
You know, if he can score 4 or 5 points in a row, it changes the whole match around. But once again, Joel Walton is all over that. Doesn't want to let us have any momentum, calls a timeout.
23-16 the score. Ball State on top here in game 3. As you see, Arnie Ball, Ryan Staley to his left, viewers right, and Mark Franke the other side.
Well, right now what they're just trying to do is they're trying to stay the course. And they're talking typical strategy that they would do during a timeout. Mark Franke's got the guapo out. He's going over the rotations, what Ball State does. And what that does in the huddle is it creates a sense of normalcy. Yeah, we're down 7 points, but as long as we stay the course, everything's going to be fine. Instead of dwelling on negatives, like you and I can sit here and talk about the passing, but to talk about that in the huddle does no good. It does nothing but bring them down.
The latest Mastodon scores and stats are available on the World Wide Web. Go to www.ipfw.edu/athletics where you can check up on the teams, players, and programs anytime you like. Again, the official Mastodon website, www.ipfw.edu/athletics. Well, 23-16, it's not impossible, but you got to play them 1 point at a time. Mike Daiga will serve. Dreisbach and Bashevsky, you see there, your screen.
An ace here would really get the crowd going.
Here we go.
Bad pass by them.
Shunzo, Braley, dug out. Shunzo, Braley, dug out, hits the net, point Ball State. Don's had 2 cracks at it and didn't get it.
You know, left-hand tip parade. He's tipped the ball all night, and he just finds open spots. I mean, Ball State, they are the kings of tipping, and they've done it once again tonight and very successfully.
Mark Rumschick in the lineup. He will serve for Ball State. They're 6 points away from a decisive match victory. Santiago. Spashevsky dug out by Rumchik. But IPFW perseveres, and I think Matty Spashevsky will get credit for his 22nd kill.
He's almost automatic. As automatic as you can be in men's volleyball. We're only down 7 here. He's in the back row, but I don't care. Set him every ball you can.
We've seen it happen twice earlier this year, down and coming back. See if it can happen again.
Great
Good serve. Berg. Block is unsuccessful. It's 25-17.
That pass wasn't perfect, but under the circumstances, that was a pretty good pass. Because Spashevsky, his last 2 serves have been just absolute bullets. And they've passed him somewhere where they can run their offense.
Float serve by Meyer. Santiago comes down and gets the kill.
First time he's done that all night. That's his signature, and Schunzel's been the one doing it, and so Dennis just gave a little something back to him. We need points. We need them now.
Mitch Dreisbach to serve. Crowd trying to get the Dons into it. Shunzo, Grabovak off Spashevsky. Point Ball State, it's 26-18.
The cutback shot, he's been using that all night long, hitting the ball back into zone 1 where the block typically isn't. We've got to try and dig that ball, but the passing allows him to do that. Schunzel's been doing a great job of getting in the ball.
Evan Berg to serve. Santiago. Spashevsky hammers it home.
It's incredible. Don't think that Ball State doesn't know every set's going to match Spashevsky just like you and I don't know it. And they've got, 2 guys cheating him before the ball's even set, and he's still putting every ball away. He's phenomenal.
Serdar Sikcha to serve. Shunzo. Delgado. And it's long. 2 points in a row for IPFW. It's 26-20.
Player of the week, Delgado, hasn't seen sets for a while. He's kind of cold. We can take advantage of it. Continue to serve him here.
Sikcha to serve. Shunzo. Delgado, dig shot.
Tap. Oh. God, you hate to see our team get beat by so many tips. Force them to hit the ball. Pick that stuff up.
Grabovak to serve. Cardinals 3 points away. Santiago. Spashevsky.
Man. He almost took Grabovak's head off with that ball. One bright spot tonight.
Against Penn State in Game 3, it was 29-23, and the Dons won 6 points in a row. Against Lewis, they were down 29-24 and won 7 points in a row. Ball State wins that point.
I don't know if you saw the little dance by Schunzel there, but I hope Coach Ball records that, zooms in on it, and then right before we play them, shows it nice and up close, because there's no way we can take that from somebody like that.
Dink shot dug out by Delgado. Shunzo for Delgado. Blocked at the net by Geiger. Point IPFW. It's 28-22.
I would give anything to be able to go out there and play right now. Schunzel's got my blood boiling a little bit, and IPFW needs to step up and give a little something back to him from all his talking he's doing to the net.
Oh, Josh Collins just wound up and hit that thing way too hard.
Wow.
And we are at match point for Ball State. Yari Delgado to serve. Service ace. Game to Ball State. Match to Ball State. Final score in Game 3 is Ball State 30, IPFW 22. Cardinals win the match 3 games to none. They improved to 9-2 overall, 3-1 in the conference. IPFW drops to 6-2 overall, 4-1 in MIVA play. Players and coaches congratulating each other. And what do you say about this, Neil?
Well, I say that, we struggled past the ball, and as poorly as we passed, we stayed in the game this game. We were in the first game, obviously. I think Ball State, needs to be credited. Schunzel had a tremendous match. They passed the ball well, but from an IPFW standpoint, this loss has got to hurt because Ball State didn't just win. They rubbed it in while they were doing it. And for me, I would take that very personally when I went down to Muncie to play them later on in the year, and more importantly in the MIVA tournament. They need to remember exactly how Ball State won here. They didn't just win, they made sure that everybody in the arena knew that they were winning, especially Schunzel, and IPFW needs to remember that with a chip on their shoulder next time they play.
Well, these two teams will play again down in Muncie on Friday, March 26th. Mark it on your calendar. The rematch Friday, March 26th, when these two teams get together again down in Muncie. Some quick numbers here. Ball State for the match hit 353. They were led. Nick Meyer and Zoran Grabovac each had 14 kills. Yari Delgado had 12. Andrew Braley had 8. Evan Berg had 4. And Keith Schunzel had 2. Schunzel had 48 assists tonight, also 10 digs. That may qualify him to be nominated for MIVA Player of the Week. For IPFW, they hit 189. And again, they came into the match averaging a hit percentage of .310, so they were down tonight. Maddie Zubchevsky, 24 kills, 9 digs. Other attacking for IPFW, Sardar Sikcha with 7 kills. Cristiano Moriera, Mike Dyga, Mitch Dreisbach, 3 kills apiece. 2 kills for Dennis Santiago. I want to remind you, you can see the replay of tonight's match with Ball State on Saturday, March 13th at 7 p.m. and again on Sunday, March 14th at 7 p.m. Again, the replay of tonight's match with Ball State, Saturday and Sunday, March 13th and 14th, 7 o'clock each night, right here on Channel 56 Sports. A week from tomorrow, Loyola of Chicago comes to town to take on the IPFW Volleyball. First serve at approximately 7 p.m. We invite you to tune in for that one. The Dons come back tomorrow night, Neil. They're going to face the University of Findlay team that's always been pesky. And Findlay in the MIVA, I believe, is 3-2 coming into action tonight. And let's see if they can do things better for that tomorrow night.
I think they'll play a lot better tomorrow night. You know, you have a match like this at some point in time during the season. You just have to, how you handle this says a lot about your season. It could be a learning experience, turn things around.
Well, at this time, we'd like to thank the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 Sports telecast. We also want to thank our friends over at Ryan Steakhouse for helping to make this telecast possible. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this telecast of IPFW Sports, if not the outcome, and we thank you again for joining us this evening. For Neil Day, this is Mike Moss saying so long for now. Once again, 9th-ranked Ball State Cardinals defeat the 10th-ranked IPFW Volleyball 3-0 by scores of 35-33, 30-20, and 30-22. Until next Saturday night against Loyola Chicago, we wish you a pleasant good evening from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.